Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new Jurassic World Dominion video, where today we are sharing with you guys some brand new concept art regarding Jurassic World Dominion. So if you're excited for today's video, be sure to press that like button, as you could probably tell by the thumbnail and title, there is another dinosaur just like the Suchomimus that was actually scripted, or at least drawn out, to be in Jurassic World Dominion, but unfortunately never made its way. So if you are excited for today's video, be sure to press that like button, as our like goal for today is 1,500 likes. Can we do it? I do believe so. Now obviously I do want to say a massive thank you, as by the time I am recording this video, it is the 30th of July 2022. Which means that 10 years ago, a very young me, around 11 years old, decided to click that create the channel button on YouTube, and thus I created a channel called Raptor. Eventually that channel evolved, adapted, and started producing content in 2018, and has become the channel that you all know as Swerve right here. So I just want to say a huge thank you. 1 decade old of this YouTube channel. It's been incredible. I know you guys are probably here for the content, my apologies, but I just want to say a massive thank you for all of the support over the 4 years of creating content, and if you happen to have been here for 10 years somehow, thank you so much for being here for a whole decade. It's crazy to think that. The journey has come so far that now we are making Jurassic World Dominion content, something I did not expect to do at all, but here we are. And our first Jurassic World Dominion concept art for today is regarding the Malta scene. We actually don't have any sort of concept art regarding the Malta scene, and I believe that there's probably many more out there. But what we have right here, we have some more awesome artwork by Andre Wellin, who is actually doing the artwork for Jurassic World Dominion alongside other people. But we have here the Malta scene, with Owen, Claire, some random people that seem to be waving at them. I'm not too sure who they could be. But then the main thing I want to focus on is off to the right hand side here, where we see the Carnotauruses, not just one, but two. And they aren't actually baby Carnotauruses like we saw in Jurassic World Dominion's final cut of the movie. These seem to be some sort of late adolescent, teenage, kind of grown up kind of Carnotaurus here. Doesn't seem to be too old, but also doesn't seem to be too young. So some sort of teenager, so to speak, of a Carnotaurus, which is awesome. And we do actually have snouts on them, which again is very intriguing. We did actually see this portray and move straight over to the official Jurassic World Dominion movie, and what we actually saw, instead of using the metal snouts, we saw some sort of fabric snout on the Carnotaurus, and it seems like these Carnotauruses are very well trained to be more domesticated, shall we say. So it's clear to see that they always wanted some sort of Carnotaurus portrayed within Malta, and they always wanted to use the snout, and I do think that's the best option, because let's say Claire and Owen are walking past these Carnotauruses, they don't have a snout, they could snap and probably bite off an arm or two. So it's quite smart that they always wanted these snout guards from the start. However, not only that, but the other change that we do see here, besides the obvious background and the introduction of only Owen and Claire together within this Malta bunker, we have a slightly more grown up Carnotaurus, which is slightly different to what we see in the movie, where it's definitely a juvenile Carnotaurus, so to speak, and at least 2 of them I believe. But it's nice to see that Carnotaurus, Malta, and these mouth guards were always the plan. Now, moving over to the second piece of concept art. Unfortunately, I can't really find the original source for it, so it's probably going to be in very bad quality, and I do apologise about that. But we have some Biosyn Valley concept art right here, where we seem to have, instead of deer, we have some sort of elk. It looks more like an elk than a deer to me. But nonetheless, we do have the deer or the elk living and coexisting with the Gallimimuses. Now, 3 main things I want to point out in this image right here is one of them being the ice dam in the background. Now, I believe that's the exact same ice dam that we saw in the Biosyn Valley, where we saw the Pyroraptor somehow living across it.
Deterrent system.
But what we see in the final cut of the movie is that the ice biome kind of goes further back, a lot further back, whereas this one seems to be cut off by the mountains. Not only that, but the foliage and the grass and the trees used match that of what we see in Jurassic World Evolution 2 as well. These are kind of like autumn style trees. We didn't actually get to see them in the final cut of the movie for the Biosyn Valley, so whether or not they do exist and are growing within the Dolomite Mountains is a completely different question. Now, right here, focusing on the Gallimimuses, we can quite clearly see there are two variants. We have the Jurassic World variant, and we also have a little bit of a hint to Jurassic Park variants as well. Three of them, being the left middle and slightly right middle, look almost identical to those of what we see in Jurassic Park compared to what we see in Jurassic World, whereas the ones on the right hand side definitely look like Jurassic World variants. So intriguing to think that Jurassic Park variants of Gallimimus were somehow kept alive all of this time.
Yeah,
Another Biosyn Valley concept art that we have here, we have some Parasaurolophuses which aren't actually part of the brand new model that we saw in Jurassic World Dominion, which again was very interesting. However, these guys are accompanied by actual deers, same ones that we saw in Jurassic World Dominion's movie, especially after that gorgeous Therizinosaurus scene. But what I want to point out here is that these guys are coexisting with deer, which deer, you know, you break a branch and they'll run the other way, 5,000 miles per hour. So it is quite intriguing that these guys are coexisting together. Not only that, but the models that these Parasaurolophuses are based over resemble that of the Camp Cretaceous versions that we see. So that is quite interesting. Maybe they didn't really have too much of a reference to go off and decided to use Camp Cretaceous' variants instead. Now, here we are, the moment you have all been waiting for, Mamenchisaurus. Yeah, okay, now, looking at it, it looks like a Mamenchisaurus. I don't doubt the fact that we could have had this as a Dreadnoughtus instead. There's clearly a Brachiosaurus in the background, so whoever created this art knows the difference between a Brachiosaurus and another Sauropod. However, another piece of concept art that released a few weeks ago showed some massive Apatosauruses fighting one another. And obviously, we know Apatosaurus simply wasn't that size. So I'm not 100% confirming that this is Mamenchisaurus. However, if we do look at the angle, we do look at the posture of the dinosaur and compare it to that of what we see in 1997's The Lost World Jurassic Park, it's almost next to undebatable that this could actually be the Mamenchisaurus in original Jurassic World Dominion concept art. Once again accompanied by some Jurassic Park or Jurassic World variant Gallimimuses. Nonetheless, looking at this concept art, Mamenchisaurus. I would have much preferred Mamenchisaurus over Dreadnoughtus, however I completely understand why we got Dreadnoughtus, simply due to the fact that we saw Dreadnoughtus teased within Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, so it was obvious that it was going to be in Jurassic World Dominion. But boy, the money I would pay to see Mamenchisaurus on the big screen for more than just 5 seconds in the Lost World would be extortionate, I can tell you that. Hopefully we do get to see Mamenchisaurus in the future, as it is clear that it is being referenced for some concept art for current new movies releasing. But I am intrigued to see what you guys think. Do you think this is actually Mamenchisaurus? Or do you think that this is early stages of the Dreadnoughtus? Either way, I really do hope we get to see Mamenchisaurus sometime soon in a future Jurassic show or movie. But in the meantime, I hope you guys did enjoy these pieces of concept art. Feel free to let me know what you think of them down in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Remember, 1,500 likes, let's see if we can do it. But most importantly, all I ask for from you guys today is to make sure that you're all staying safe out there. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.